Welcome back, America, to Sound Retirement Radio, where we bring you concepts, ideas, and strategies designed to help you achieve clarity, confidence, and freedom as you prepare for and transition through retirement. And now, here is your host, Jason Parker.
America, welcome back to another round of Sound Retirement Radio. So glad to have you tune in into this episode. You're listening to episode number 390. The title is Retirement Calculator. How much money do I need to retire? Okay, so I like to get the day started right two ways. The first one is by renewing our minds, and this verse comes to us from John 11, verse 10. It is when a person walks at night that they stumble, for they have no light. Why did Billy get fired from the banana factory? He kept throwing away the bent ones. You know, it takes a lot of guts to be an organ donor. Anyways, Retirement Calculator. How much money do I need to retire? It's the name of my new book, and the new book is officially available exclusively for sale on Amazon at a reduced introductory price. Be sure to get your copy before we raise the price. This is a limited time offer, so don't delay. The special reduced price will end on October 1st. And I know that somebody out there is going to write me an email and they're going to say, oh, but we were traveling and we missed this special offer. Look, you've got from now until October 1st to get it for a really low introductory price. If you buy the new book and you really enjoy it, be sure to give it a 5-star review on Amazon. My first book was 300 pages, and I told a lot of personal stories and I shared some life lessons in my first book. My new book is 150 pages, and I really tried to distill this new book down to just give you the facts that you need to plan your retirement. Here are some of the topics that I cover in the new book. How much money do I need to retire? What will my monthly expenses be? What impact will inflation have on my spending? How long will my retirement savings need to last? How will I invest in retirement? Why is asset allocation so important? When should I start Social Security? How does Medicare work? What are retirement withdrawal strategies? What is a bucket strategy? And what is my net worth and how do I compare? When you go to Amazon, just type in the title, Retirement Calculator Book, and you will find the new book available. You'll see some palm trees, kind of looks like a little smiling face. I really think you're going to enjoy the new book. Last week, I attended FinCon 22 in Florida, where there were more than 1,600 money nerds. The Retirement Budget Calculator had been nominated as one of the best fintechs for the show, which gave me the opportunity to share from stage what we've been working on. And I am very pleased to announce that we won. It was so cool. The Retirement Budget Calculator was one of the 3 winners of the competition. The competition was decided by audience vote. And so it was just such an honor for me to be selected by our fellow money nerds. And I got to meet some really amazing people. We had a great time. So a special thank you to everyone that I got to meet there at FinCon and for all of you that voted for us and helped us to be selected as one of the best fintechs at the show. So cool. Thank you. Before we get into today's episode and to help answer the question of how much money do I need to retire, I have to tell you about this crazy experience I had when I was in Florida. Remember, articles, links, and resources are available at soundretirementplanning.com. Anything that we discuss, if you want any more detail, just visit soundretirementplanning.com and click on episode number 390. So after several days of talking with people at FinCon and showing them what the Retirement Budget Calculator can do and how it works, me and a friend decided that we were going to take a break for a few hours from attending the conference and go do something fun while we were in Florida. We wanted to do something that wouldn't make our families mad. Like, we didn't want to go to Disneyland because we knew that our families would be disappointed that we didn't bring them with us. I was talking with one of the other startup founders, and she said that she and her husband did an airboat adventure one year, and she said it was a lot of fun. She said you get to see alligators. So I thought this sounded exciting, and so we wrote down the name of the place that she had recommended to us, and we reserved an Uber for the next day. There were 9 of us on the airboat that morning, and the sun was shining, the humidity was high. As we sat on the boat, I noticed that the seat was a little bit wet, so I was mentally prepared for a splash or two. We were going very fast through the swampland. Birds were flying off in every direction. At one point, the boat operator did a 360 and water splashed us. Off in the distance, an eagle was spotted, so our captain took off in that direction so we could get a better picture. He was so focused on the eagle that the next thing we knew, we had hit hard ground and appeared to be stuck. At first, I was just thinking to myself, oh, this is just part of the experience. I thought he was pretending that we were stuck to make the trip more exciting. I was expecting him to say, "Just kidding," and we'd be on our way. But nope, we were really stuck. There are these little black bugs in Florida that they call love bugs, and apparently it was mating season for these insects. So as we were sitting in the hot, humid sunshine, we were being covered up in these little black bugs. Being the optimist that I am, I was waiting for some big alligator or poisonous snakes to come aboard and attack us as we were stranded in the middle of the swamp. A few minutes later, a new boat arrived to our rescue. The new boat pulled up beside us, and we all climbed aboard the new boat. The captain tied a rope to the front of the new boat, and we were going to attempt to pull the stuck boat back into the swamp water. Slowly, the captain gave some throttle, and the captain of the stuck boat did the same. Nothing happened. Then our new captain gave it a little bit of a tug and a little bit more throttle, and still nothing happened. So this time, the captain of our boat did a circle and decided to give it a running start. And as the rope became taut, the front of the boat spun around, and almost everyone who was sitting in the front of the boat went flying off head first into the swamp water. I was sitting in the back of the boat, and so I did not get thrown out. As people were trying to pick themselves up out of the water, one of the women who was thrown overboard was crying. She was obviously very upset. She was concerned about alligators and poisonous snakes. Everyone eventually made it back onto the boat safely, but people were very startled and very upset. We all got a bit more adventure than we had planned. Amazingly, 2 people had dropped their phones into the swamp water, and our captains took off their shoes and socks and walked around in the water until they found both of the lost phones. And both phones still worked. So anyways, that was my crazy Florida adventure. Now, let me share with you my vision for the future of retirement, and specifically the retirement budget calculator. Peter Drucker once said, "The best way to predict the future is to create it." Imagine having a financial summary prepared for you by your digital financial advisor at the crack of dawn. This advisor is working on your behalf, securely, consistently, and 24 hours a day. Your digital advisor informs you that your retirement is on track and that you can spend $300 today if you want. It has transferred cash from your investment account to your checking account for your enjoyment because this was your preference. Your virtual financial advisor assists you in paying less tax and ensuring that adjustments are made regularly to optimize your financial future. Your retirement plan, budget, investments, insurance, and taxes will all be optimized for you. You don't have to worry about the stress, the hassle, or the complexity of managing it all. Your virtual advisor does it for you. Machine learning and artificial intelligence will tackle the difficult financial questions, and after running thousands of scenarios, help you select your preferred outcomes. It will serve you first and learn from you securely and subtly, only making decisions that you have approved in advance. This particular future is not here yet, but this is the future that we're working towards. The retirement budget calculator currently looks and feels like a comfortable spreadsheet with easy-to-read charts and graphs. But our longer vision is to simplify the outlook of your financial future so that there's no more guesswork. We are working to make technology serve you without making you learn more confusing things like new tax law in the days of your retirement. Who has time for that? For most of my career as a registered investment advisor, I've worked with people to help them in the areas of retirement planning, insurance, and investment management, and I found that individuals frequently make emotional decisions that can result in costly errors. Many people are hesitant to live their best lives because they're afraid they'll run out of money in retirement. Instead of living in the bright optimism, they stay locked up, afraid to make a mistake. The truth is that almost all of us need the help of a seasoned financial professional. Many individuals today live isolated, either in rural areas or in walls of their own making, afraid to talk about money, and they don't have access to a friendly local financial advisor, or simply don't have enough money to meet the investment minimums that many advisors require to become a new client. Why should it be so hard to get financial help and to have a great retirement? In America, there are currently 10,000 people turning 65 every day, many of whom want to retire, but they have questions and don't really know where they stand. Additionally, 40% of financial advisors are themselves expected to retire in the next 10 years. Put those two stats together, and it shows that as a society, we simply don't have enough financial professionals to serve everyone who needs financial coaching or investment help. technology will need to step in to support the future of America's retirees. This is a fact. The Retirement Budget Calculator is helping to democratize retirement. We are giving people a greater sense of clarity, confidence, and helping them experience more freedom by having a solid retirement financial plan. They're in charge of this plan. This is a plan that they are in charge of, where the technology serves them and gives them peace of mind. Today, the calculator has you simply input your data and guide you through to help you answer a few questions to best analyze your financial information and goals. The following 3 questions can be used to inform your retirement planning. How long will you live? How much do you spend? And how much have you saved? Everything else in retirement is about minor tweaks and optimization. Does it sound simple? I hope so. We've worked so hard to give you a blueprint to financial peace of mind for your retirement. While we don't have artificial intelligence programs ready to serve you yet, we're going to get there. We know that technology is going to be the biggest differentiator to helping you grow your portfolio, plan your expenses, and help you craft your optimal retirement. Do you want to learn more? Visit retirementbudgetcalculator.com and check it out, or buy my new book, Retirement Calculator, How Much Money Do I Need to Retire? We are building retirement tools to give you the brightest, most confident future possible. I've never discussed all of the different things that the Retirement Budget Calculator does in one podcast episode. Someone at the conference said, this is so much more than a budgeting tool, and it really is. So let me share with you some of the specifics. When planning for retirement, it's important to have as much information as possible to make the best decisions so that you can have the most confidence heading into retirement. That's why using a retirement calculator is such a valuable tool. A retirement calculator can help you estimate your life expectancy, calculate your net worth, add up all of your retirement savings, create a detailed budget, compare your retirement income to your retirement expenses, customize Social Security claiming strategies, set a unique inflation factor for each expense, stop and start expenses in the future, do a detailed cash flow analysis, model different asset allocation backtesting scenarios, diversify across time segments using buckets, see your retirement savings at a glance on the retirement dashboard, compare yourself against the retirement benchmarks to know if you're on track, provide a countdown to your retirement date, and calculate required minimum distributions and federal income taxes. Using a detailed calculator is better than some generic or easy retirement calculator. When you're making decisions that will affect the rest of your life, you want to be as informed as possible and have all of the tools at your disposal to make the best choices. A generic, easy retirement calculator might give you a quick estimate, but it's not going to give you the comprehensive view that a detailed calculator will provide. Some people only test how different asset allocation or withdrawal strategies might impact their retirement. And this is a big mistake because retirement involves so much more than just investments. Taxes, Social Security, spending, life expectancy, and inflation all play a role in retirement and need to be considered when making decisions. A detailed retirement calculator takes all these factors into account and more. It's the best way to get a comprehensive view of your retirement and to make the best choices for your future. If you're serious about retirement planning, then you need to use a comprehensive retirement planning tool. You can get all of these features that I just mentioned in the Retirement Budget Calculator to help you understand where you stand and what needs to be done to reach your retirement goals. The Retirement Budget Calculator is the best retirement planning calculator because it offers comprehensive and customizable features that will help you plan for your future. With this calculator, you can estimate your life expectancy, calculate your net worth, create a detailed budget, see your retirement income, customize Social Security claiming strategies, set a unique inflation factor for each income and expense, stop and start expenses, do a detailed cash flow analysis, model different asset allocation backtesting scenarios, diversify across time segments using buckets, see your retirement at a glance on the retirement dashboard, and compare yourself against retirement benchmarks to know if you're on track for retirement. So how much do you need to retire? The best way to determine how much you need to retire is first to make a comprehensive retirement spending plan. Once you know how much you spend, you can easily calculate if you've saved enough to retire. The most common formula is to multiply your annual retirement expenses by 25 to see if you've saved enough. But using our retirement calculator will be more precise because spending does not tell the entire story. Our calculator will take into consideration how much income you'll have coming in from Social Security benefits, pensions, and rental income. It will also help you have an idea of how much you'll pay in taxes and how inflation will impact your spending over time and the rate of return at which your money will grow. When should you retire? This is a difficult question to answer without a retirement calculator because it depends on so many factors, including retirement age, annual income, annual retirement expenses, life expectancy, desired lifestyle in retirement, health status, the ability to work part-time in retirement. But as a general rule of thumb, you can retire when your savings can support your desired lifestyle for the remaining life expectancy. How long does your money need to last? This is another difficult question to answer. But as a general rule of thumb, you should plan for your retirement savings to last at least 20 to 30 years in retirement, assuming you retire at age 65. The Social Security Administration has a life expectancy calculator that you can use as a starting point to help you understand average life expectancy. Your life expectancy will be a guide for helping you know how long your money needs to last. If you have a history of longevity in your family, you might plan for 40 years of retirement. But if you have a lot of health concerns and a family history of not living a long life, you might plan for 20 years of retirement. Your net worth is your assets minus your liabilities. And you can calculate your net worth so that you can have a clear understanding of where you stand financially. Adding up all of your retirement accounts will help you estimate if you've saved enough to support a lifetime of spending in retirement. When you add up your accounts, include your tax-deferred savings accounts such as an IRA, 401k, and also include any other liquid investment accounts like brokerage accounts and savings accounts. You can create your net worth statement for free in the Retirement Budget Calculator. While net worth is important, remember that retirement is more of an exercise in generating retirement income. And one thing that can make someone's net worth look good, but not necessarily help their retirement, is the value of their primary residence. Your home may be a large asset, but unless you plan to sell it or take a reverse mortgage against it or rent it out, it doesn't generate any retirement income. One important consideration is where you retire. Where you retire can make a big difference in how long your money will last and how much monthly income you'll need in retirement. You'll want to understand the cost of living with your retirement destination. Retiring in downtown Manhattan, New York, compared to the suburbs of Montgomery, Alabama, will be a big difference in monthly costs. But the best way to know how much you need to retire is by creating a detailed retirement budget. Will the state you retire to have state income tax? How much are property taxes? I'll include a link in the show notes to a calculator that was developed by Smart Asset that helps you compare the costs of living in different areas around the country. Some people have decided to retire to other countries, such as Mexico, where their dollars stretch further. At the end of the day, how much you need to retire is dependent on your needs, wants, and wishes. The Retirement Budget Calculator is a tool that can help you create a detailed retirement budget for free. The calculator includes template expenses that many people have, and it also gives you the ability to create expenses unique to you. One of the things that makes the Retirement Budget Calculator unique is that you can have expenses that occur at different frequencies. For example, you may only pay property taxes or insurance premiums once per year. The calculator also allows you to set a unique inflation factor for each expense. It also gives you the ability to start and stop expenses. And this is a handy feature if you plan to travel for the first 10 years of retirement. So you can set your retirement budget at a higher level and then show the travel budget decreasing or ending after 10 years. The Retirement Budget Calculator also allows you to model different Social Security claiming strategies so that you can see what is best for you. For example, if you're married, you can see how your Social Security benefits change if your spouse claims Social Security early, at their full retirement age, or delays Social Security until 70. Social Security benefits are tax efficient, inflation adjusted, and have spousal and survivor benefits. And when to start Social Security is an important consideration. And for some people, a good Social Security benefits claiming strategy can make all the difference between having enough money for retirement versus running out of money early. And I'll include a YouTube video in the show notes that teaches you how to determine the best Social Security claiming strategy for you. As I mentioned, one of the features that makes the Retirement Budget Calculator unique is that you can have different inflation factor for each expense. Many people don't think about it, or they don't realize that not all of their expenses go up at the same rate of inflation. A mortgage, principal, and interest payment does not generally increase with inflation, but property taxes and insurance do. Additionally, food inflation rates have generally been less than the inflation rate on health insurance. The Retirement Budget Calculator will also do a detailed cash flow analysis for you. This is important because it will show you not only how much money you need to retire, but also how your spending will change over time. You can see how inflation will impact your plan, what your withdrawal rate is, and you can model different return scenarios to see how long your money will last. Our calculator also allows you to model different asset allocation strategies. We'll show you how a 70-30 or a 60-40 or a 50-50 stock-to-bond investment portfolio ratio would have performed using historical returns. We also give you the ability to see how bad timing of returns can impact you by assuming you have 3 bad years at the onset of retirement. As an alternative to using historical asset allocation returns, you could also assume a constant return, such as a 3% or 4% return, to make conservative assumptions about returns going forward. Buckets is a mental framework that helps people allocate investments in a way that helps you worry less during times of market volatility. The idea is that money you need in the short term is invested more conservatively, and the money that you don't need for the longest period of time can be invested more aggressively. In the Retirement Budget Calculator, we show you what the shortfall is between your guaranteed income and your expenses so that you can see how to diversify your money using buckets. We also created for you a retirement dashboard that takes all of the data from the various models and gives you a one-page summary of your retirement financial plan. The dashboard includes a retirement countdown timer, retirement benchmarks, monthly and annual cash flow estimates, lifetime taxation, required minimum distributions, and Social Security taxation, just to name a few. The 3 benchmarks that we use to test retirement readiness are as follows. The first one is what we call the Secure Income Score. This benchmark compares your guaranteed income, such as Social Security, and it compares it to your essential expenses over 2 people's lifetime. The benchmark calls for 80% of essential expenses to be covered by guaranteed income. The next benchmark is what we call the Safe Withdrawal Rate. 4% is considered a safe withdrawal rate, and this benchmark looks at your actual withdrawal rate the full first year of retirement. And then the last benchmark compares your total debt to assets. And ideally, by the time you retire, your debt ratio compared to your assets will be 20% or less. The retirement countdown timer looks at your current age and your projected retirement age, and it allows you to track the years, months, and days before retirement. It counts down every day so that you can keep tabs on how much longer you're going to be working. Retirement is all about cash flow, but it's also about the income that you get to keep and spend after you pay your federal income taxes. The calculator will produce an estimate of your retirement taxes. The tax estimation includes federal income taxes, and it will also calculate the amount of your Social Security that is taxed. By default, the tax estimates switch from married filing jointly when the first person dies so that you can see how being widowed will impact your tax return. Being in community with others is valuable. The Retirement Budget Calculator has a community portal. I like to think of it as a mastermind for our premium members. After you pay for a subscription to the calculator, we send you an invitation to join the private community. You can surround yourself with other money nerds who are on this retirement journey together, some of who are ahead of you, some of whom are behind you, and some who are in lockstep with you. You're able to ask questions about Social Security, investing, health insurance, and travel. There's collective wisdom in the community. Sometimes successful people can feel isolated or alone. Not everyone has prepared for retirement, and it can be awkward to talk with family and friends about financial matters. A community of like-minded people with similar interests can make retirement feel less scary and more connected. And one thing I know is that fear has a hard time taking root with other people around. But if you're all alone, isolated, with no one around, fear can become crippling. Many retirement calculators only focus on investment returns and withdrawal strategies. As you can see from this podcast episode, retirement has so many more parts than simply investing, withdrawals, and Monte Carlo analysis. While these are important items, using a calculator that is overly simplistic may provide unrealistic expectations and could result in retirement failure, running out of money, or exhausting your retirement savings before you run out of life. Using a free, simple calculator may sound appealing and can give you a false sense of security. But I doubt that your kids are going to be happy when you explain to them that you're moving in with them because you found some free, cheap retirement calculator. Valuable things are worth paying for. Paying for a retirement calculator means that you're investing in your future. Paying for a tool that helps you make the transition into retirement, it's only a cost if it doesn't help you. So don't delay. Start today. Go check out the retirementbudgetcalculator.com. Get my new book, Retirement Calculator. How much money do I need to retire?
Information and opinions expressed here are believed to be accurate and complete, for general information only, and should not be construed as specific tax, legal, or financial advice for any individual, and does not constitute a solicitation for any securities or insurance products. Please consult with your financial professional before taking action on anything discussed in this program. Parker Financial, its representatives, or its affiliates have no liability for investment decisions or other actions taken or made by you based on the information provided in this program. All insurance-related discussions are subject to the claims-paying ability of the company. Investing involves risk. Jason Parker is the president of Parker Financial, an independent fee-based wealth management firm located at 9057 Washington Avenue Northwest, Silverdale, Washington. For additional information, call 1-800-514-5046 or visit us online at soundretirementplanning.com.